Here comes a new challenger.
Crit Hit versus Kona.
Hey folks, Arlyeon here with another episode of Crit Hit Versus, this one being Kona, a walking simulator slash survival game slash investigation game? Sort of. We're off in the far frozen reaches of it's Canada. It's Canada. This game takes place in Canada. But, it's fine. We can be the best, not so hardened detectives that we can be, venturing through the frozen wastes. Is this near Quebec? I think it's near Quebec. Anyways, it's. I think I actually summed it up pretty well there. But yeah, a lot of it's actually just sort of wandering about, dealing with the character's internal monologues as he tries to put together the mysterious situations which are brought to bear. I'm trying to say this really dramatically, but when a bunch of your time is spent, like, leisurely jogging, and then maybe occasionally getting attacked by wolves, it's hard to get that dramatic tension going.
The pumps wouldn't surrender their divine nectar so easily. In all likelihood, they had to be switched on from inside the store.
Oh, right, yeah, so I mentioned mystery. It's not the whole finding out what this guy's job is, or, like, who he wants us to investigate about possible issues with. No, it's because he's fucking dead. Our employer is dead. As a doornail. Wait, how are doornails dead?
Carl knew straight away where to find the infuriated Gilles Lachance. Any good investigation would have to start there. The Polaroid, Carl's long-standing and faithful ally, had seen its share of husbands caught red-handed cheating. There's always something out there waiting to be snapped away. Carl wondered what the hell could that thing be. It looked like a man fossilized in ice. All of a sudden, Carl felt like he was pulled inside a world of dreams, a cold, unknown dimension. Somehow, self-control was slipping from his grasp. To all appearances, this was a hunting log. Better yet, a war diary. What could these engraved numbers mean? A fresh path suddenly appeared before Carl. Carl had that feeling you get when you immerse your frozen hands in hot water. What happened? Now at least he knew who the unfortunate man petrified in ice was. Gilles Lachance, the general store's manager himself.
I should probably actually remember what the fuck to do in this area so I don't freeze to death, because that would be good. also engage in Skyrim-inspired kleptomania because everything is on sale, always, to a 5-finger discount. And that is important, because you do actually have to worry about hunger in this, as well as stress. Or is it hunger? No, it's just stress and heat and health. Which stress you can drink down, chain smoke down, you can fill up your health by eating, and your heat you actually deal with by being in, well, heated areas, and also, like, near campfires. Campfires are pretty great. The one thing you do have to be really careful about there, though, is that whole thing of, like, water in the winter being super deadly. Yeah, that still applies here. There are actually some neat little collectibles scattered around the game that do make your various stress and, like, freezing to death gauges lower a lot slower, but yeah, you know, things to do. But yeah, like I said, there's a lot of wandering around and mysterious vision quests? Mysterious vision quests. But also, like, photography to go and get, like, your journal filled out more so you can actually know more about what the hell is going on. And you'll also get some really neat moments where you're just sort of, like, rifling through people's stuff, and the notes they've left also just sort of clicks together as to what happened, though, I mean, really the big oh moments sort of come at the end of the game.
Right until that point, Carl had believed that the object of this crossbow hunting had been a ravenous wolf who was terrorizing the village. But as he noticed the height at which the bolts had been fired, he concluded that the beast had to have been as tall as a man on his feet, not unlike a gorilla. The thought was chilling. The air was freezing, right down to the bone. Looks like the holes in that puzzle are there to stay.
This has been this episode of Crit Hit vs. Kona. I specifically do hope you enjoyed this. It is a little bit different from a lot of the stuff I traditionally dive into, but I thought the combination of, like, exploration, storytelling, and, like, the splashes of survival, both in the elements and also fucking starving wolves, which I am grateful there wasn't the bountiful quantities of those fuckwits in this. Yeah, it made for an interesting foray. There is apparently more coming to the Kona series, though I wasn't able to get a hold of the developers to find out specific details. I hoped you enjoyed this. If you do have comments, feel free to leave them below, whether you had something you felt could be improved on, or if there's just something you really liked or disliked about this episode. That's also what the like and dislike buttons are for. This has been Arlyeon, If you'd like to see more indie gaming commentary, developer interviews, or just the other odds and ends in the forms of the podcast, feel free to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell icon to keep yourself posted.